Hello, it's Karen here again with the second of the 3 steps to a truly transformative midlife. And before we move on to step 2, let's just give ourselves a quick reminder of the first step that we looked at last time. So, step 1 is get your bearings first and identify where you are right now. And I hope that the self-coaching exercise at the end of the last video helped you appreciate how taking an objective look at where you are is the essential starting point for any change. And once you know that, then you're ready and prepared to move on to step 2. Now, you may well be wondering why I've chosen this particular picture to introduce you to step 2. Well, there is method in my madness. You see, midlife is a process of metamorphosis, every bit as transformative as the one that turns caterpillar into butterfly. And it can actually help us to understand the transitional process of internal change that we go through, where we shed the skin of our old life in order to develop the new. And just like the butterfly, we don't suddenly appear in all our glory without hanging around as a bit of gloopy stuff first, before we emerge transformed and truly magnificent. I mean, it is remarkable, isn't it, that whole process that goes on inside the cocoon. And you have to admit that from the outside, you'd never expect such a fantastic creature to emerge. And yet it does. Inside that rather strange, crusty-looking casing, all sorts of incredible change and transformation is going on. Luckily for the caterpillar, this transformative process happens automatically. Inside the cocoon is the entire DNA code required to turn the caterpillar into the butterfly. Well, we too have all the information to effect our transition right there inside us. But unlike the caterpillar who just has to sit there and let it happen, we need to be a little more proactive. Or, as we know to our cost, the transformation can be a long time coming. And this brings us on to step 2 in our 3-step process. Step 2 is actively engage with the process, and by that I mean use this time as your personal cocoon of change, because one thing is certain, like it or not, as women in our middle years, we are changing, and those feelings we experience, what I call those heavy feelings, regret, disappointment, panic, frustration, these are our very own alarm bells telling us that it is indeed time for change. And as we well know, these feelings can immobilize us and keep us well and truly stuck. But when we actually listen to our internal voice and confront these feelings, that's when we slowly start to recognize the transformative potential of this defining time, and that's when the alchemy happens and midlife becomes our unique opportunity to turn these heavy leaden feelings into personal gold. Well, so the big question is, how? How do we do this? Well, by using your discomfort to help clarify what you do want. Your discomfort is there for a reason. It's telling you that you're ready for your next level of development and evolution, if you like. And if you don't listen to it, it'll just up the ante and turn up the volume, because we know, don't we, that try as we may to ignore them, they don't go away. Engaging with the process of transition means we don't just sit there in an emotional and psychological limbo. We don't try to deny them, and we don't try to ignore them. It's about using this time, making the most of this space, so that instead of a limbo, it becomes a precious chance to explore new possibilities and make new choices. And as you've probably realized, this all takes time. It's not a quick fix. But try out the exercise below and you'll get a better idea of how your current discomfort can be used to gradually help you move from confusion through to clarity.